mystery investigators.
Hello and welcome to the Boo-Foons Mystery Investigators. I'm Dan,
And I'm Steve.
and today we are travelling to Southeast Asia.
Ni hao?
Well, that's
There was a
China.
question mark after that, so I don't know if that's pretty wrong. Ni hao?
It's Chinese for hello.
Oh, so which part of Southeast Asia are we going to?
Well, we're going to a few parts. We're going to Thailand, we're going
Ooh.
to Cambodia, we're going to Laos, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei, Vietnam, the Philippines, if I haven't said the Philippines already, and to a degree, Japan as well, but Japan have a slightly different thing.
Okay, so the
Um,
only greeting I did is a place we're not going to.
it's
We
okay.
there's no China. That's about the only country in the we're not going to is China. I do apologize. Sorry. No ni hao.
Yeah, I apologise. No, you're not getting a hello now. You're not getting a hello or a welcome now.
No ni
Uh,
hao.
yeah.
Hmm. So tell me. Sorry, I made a
Well,
mouthful of egg fried rice there, and I was. I wasn't just joking.
oh,
I was
well,
choked on it.
I
That's
can verify.
revenge.
To those of you listening to the podcast and cannot see the video because you don't subscribe to the Patreon to get the videos, Steve is currently eating a bowl of rice. Um, so he genuinely is. Well, we are looking at a folklore story, which seems to be across all of those countries I said. In Thailand, they call it Krasue. It's and across Southeast Asia, they've got different names. We've got Kasu, App, Kayang, Pok Pok. That's probably my favourite, Pok Pok. Um, Penangal, the Malay, Manangengal. But for easiness, we're just going to call it Krasue because that's how most people refer to this legend itself is Krasue. So although
Can I
the
just
other
add?
countries,
I just want to say thank you for this, Dan, because this is the craziest out of any of the things I think we've ever looked at.
I'm well looking forward to this one. Well looking forward to this one.
I've never
Um,
seen it, heard anything like this before, so this is good.
yeah. So we'll start off with talking. So a lot of what I'm going to start with here is actually more to do with the Thai folklore and the Thai story. And then we'll sort of talk about a little bit later, we'll talk about how some of the other countries have variations. So if you are from Southeast Asia and you're listening and you're like, why are you only talking about Krasue and Thailand? A little bit later, we'll talk about the variations across different countries. Now, because it's across loads of different countries, it is hard to verify where the Krasue originates from. However, a lot of sources do point towards Thailand being the origin, and that's further added by the fact that there was a movie about 20 years ago come out featuring a Krasue. So the story of a Krasue. So it's a creature which is a female head with all of its internal organs
Just hanging
just
there,
just hanging there,
just
and
just
it's
hanging there.
usually followed with it's usually following a willow the wisp. So a willow the wisp, for those that don't know, is strange phenomenon. It's a strange light that appears, which those of you that listen to our Halloween special knows that willow the wisp has a link to Jack o' Lantern and Halloween. But anyway, little throwback there.
Hmm.
So it's they sort of seem they have these weird bits of light, so a bit of a will o' the wisp happen, and then you then see the Krasue, this flying female's head with all of the internal organs just hanging off their head. So the heart, the stomach, and the guts all just hanging down as it floats through the sky.
But she's a sexy woman. Don't forget that.
Ah,
She's hot, very
Yes.
attractive, apparently,
Yeah, so they say that,
from the neck up.
yeah, from the neck up. So where Ty believe that she comes into is that she's a cursed individual, usually female,
You
who
think
committed
cursed, looking like this? What
well,
do you mean
committed
cursed? Who'd have
several
thought?
sins. Yeah.
Just
Well,
a
you got
woman
to
with her
be.
intestines dangling down. That's pretty cursed.
That is
I
pretty
mean,
cursed.
doesn't take a rocket
Um,
scientist to work that one
uh,
out.
uh, but they sort of seem to be that this female engaged in various sins and fraudulent conduct during their living life. So when they die, they're reborn as a foot that has to live off.
Sorry, reborn as a foot.
And that is where they think the story of the Krasue comes from, because they say that this is a spirit, typically of a rich woman, who had a length of black gauze or ribbon tied around her head and neck as protection from the sunlight. The woman was possessed by an evil spirit and cursed to become a Krasue. Other legends said that she may have been a witch trying to learn black magic, who may have used the wrong spell, causing her head and body to separate. Past sins are also
May.
related to the
Whoopsie.
yeah, yeah.
Whoopsie.
Whoops! My head is now accidentally not attached to my body. Whoops!
Have a look at my beautiful intestines, everybody.
Um, some stories say that it's a woman who aborted or killed someone in a previous life and they become a Krasue as a punishment. Other stories say about a person being cursed to become a Krasue after consuming food and drink contaminated with a Krasue's saliva or flesh.
Wow.
Um, Others claim it's the transformation into a Krasue restricted to relatives of women practicing witchcraft, especially the daughters or the granddaughters. So that's sort of like where the traditions where they think of. So essentially, the main story is that this is a creature, that is a woman that is cursed, and the head detaches from the body, floating around, trying to eat loads of things and cause pain. And all the internal organs, like the lungs, the liver, the head, and everything, floats behind. In some versions of the story, they glow, which is what causes the will-o'-the-wisp. In other stories, it happens to be nearby.
I love the way
So
it said, sorry,
that's
she's driven by an insatiable hunger, feeding on blood, raw flesh, and offal, especially from livestock or pregnant women.
yeah.
Yep, this is whoopsie.
and that they're and the
Freaking
curse
out.
makes them always hungry, and they only go out and hunt at night.
Hmm. So,
Uh,
hmm.
Eating. So in the Thai folklore, I like the fact that it says about they will go out, they'll attack the cattle or chickens in the darkness, drinking the blood and eating their internal organs. And then they can also go for water buffalo. But if they can't find any fresh animals that are still alive, they can also eat feces or carrion, which is basically the meat from a cadaver, a dead body. And that if clothes are left outside, they will be found soiled with blood and excrement the next morning because the Krasue has wiped a face clean. So therefore, people across Thailand won't leave their clothes out to dry during night time, just in case the Krasue makes them dirty again. Yeah.
But apparently, I read here that I think I'm not sure which version of it is, but during the day she does appear as a normal woman, and
Yes.
at night her head detaches and just floats off.
Yes, and they have to hide the body to return to the body. Um, so in order to kill a Krasue, you've either got to trap the head and kill the head, and that stops it.
Why would you want to
But
kill it?
um, or
I mean,
chop
it just
off
sounds
the
fantastic.
internal organs, and that's how you can stop it. But if the flying head, so if you get rid of the body because you found the headless body and do something with that, then all that will happen is the Krasue will find another body that's headless, attach itself on, but then it's then going to live, suffer, and torment for the rest of its eternity. So therefore, it needs to find its actual body to attach to. If not, it'll be tormented.
Wow.
If it doesn't find the body or doesn't find a replacement body, then it will die in terrible pain. And people will try and catch it and burn it. But apparently they need to do it before daytime to ensure that the curse is fully killed off. Because if they do it at daytime, the Krasue might pass its curse on to someone else.
Wow.
So in Thailand,
like dribbling on their, spitting on their food or
yeah,
something.
spitting on their food, yeah.
Well, as long as it's a woman, you only can pass this on to women. Because I don't see any
do.
reference to any male Krasues. It all just seems to be women. Women in folklore have such a rough time of it. The more of these we do, the more I realise how rough women have it. It's not just in real life; it's in folklore too.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it seems as if, as you said, women always get the negative sides of all of this. But in Thailand, what they'll do to protect themselves from the Krasue entering their homes is spiky fences or grow spiky bamboo, because the Krasue is scared of all spiky things because it worries that its intestines will get stuck in the spikes.
I would worry about that too. I would definitely. And the thing is, I mean, I love the illustration. The illustration is like a nice, compact amount of intestines, just like it's a real, anatomical model of intestines. Whereas, it's crazy. Can you imagine if it just didn't hold its shape and it just trailed for 25 meters, whatever it was? I think in one of these films, I sort of saw the intestines trying to strangle a bloke. So I saw that in one of the films from one of the clips, because it's obviously hit social. It's been a meme for a long time, this creature.
It has been.
Yeah, I sort of
and
seen
has
it
appeared in a few movies. You see, the difference between the Thai story and the Cambodian story, because in Cambodia they actually called it Ap. Their version is that rather than the Krasue being a cursed woman, it's a witch that failed practicing dark magic, causing it to backfire and curse themselves.
I mean, that's a serious backfire to have your intestines hanging that far out.
It is. An app can pass their curse onto another woman to be able to enter the cycle of reincarnation. It could be their daughter, granddaughter, relatives, or any other woman that is in their womanhood also practicing witchcraft. But some believe it could be passed through by exchanging bodily fluid to any woman, usually tricked into doing this.
We've all done that before. We've all done that before. Tricked a woman into exchanging bodily fluids with us. No, I'm only joking. We've never done that before.
In order to protect pregnant women and their children from becoming victims, relatives place thorny branches around the house as a barrier. The improvised thorny fence discourages the app from coming to suck the blood and causing other suffering to the pregnant woman. After delivery, the woman's relatives must take the cut placenta far away from the place of birth for burial to hide it from the app. If the placenta is buried deep enough, the spirit will never find it. It's believed that it would bring great calamities to the child and the family if the app eats the placenta. So hide your placentas.
Hide your placenta. Hide your wives. Hide your placentas. Yeah, every week we do something like this, and I just sit here shaking my head. It's really bad for a podcast. I've just realised it just doesn't. It's not good podcast material. We're just shaking my head at what is going on. The creativity, though, where did this come from? How did somebody? What did somebody one day? Oh yeah, do you know? I guess what I saw floating around.
Like from Southeast Asia. Well, they do think that the sightings are caused by flames of methane gas particles emitted from rotten organic matter found in farms and fields, which is why there's always light.
There's always foul rotten methane gas coming from these intestines.
um, but
Sorry.
that's where they think the willow-wisp flames come from, is the methane, and because they think that it's in the fields, that's where Krasue are often seen in the fields with the animals.
Hmm.
Um,
I guess
yeah,
it's yeah, I guess if you got animals eaten by unknown creatures, I mean, if you're talking to Far East, it's probably what, tigers in Asia. So things are going to get eaten. You don't see a tiger. You see some methane gas light up. Oh yeah, it's a app. It's a Krasue. It's just wandering around. How come we never see it? You don't want to see it. Honestly, it's just intestines and a lung.
yeah. So
But
the interesting thing about all of this is how this folklore story, of which they can't seem to determine which country it originated from or which original story it links to. Um, but it's mainly linked to Thailand, and the Thai are obsessed with it because there's
hmm,
so many films and TV shows that they're mainly from Thailand. There are also characters in Thai comic books. You can even get costumes, dolls, key rings, so on and so forth, of Krasue. They're featured in games and everything. Apparently, people have seen them. Like in 2008, there was CCTV footage of a factory where a Krasue was floating around a
ooh,
factory. Caught on. So it had the face of an elderly woman with long white hair.
I'd be Krasue then, because it's supposed to be a beautiful young woman.
Oh, well, it was a Krasue flying around on the CCTV footage.
Must be a fake one then.
And people around the area have said that they've seen this same Krasue in the rice fields near the factory. There's loads of reports of strange lights being seen, but no actual Krasue. In 2015, there was an image of a Krasue of its guts and organs entangled in thorny branches. However, that was debunked very quickly because the village that it was said to be seen in doesn't exist.
Of course, the trouble is if it sits spot in places like Cambodia and Vietnam, it's probably just somebody stood in a landmine. What's
Yeah,
left of them? Yeah,
unfortunately. Yeah.
yeah, it could well be just. Yeah, so apparently there is photographic evidence out there, but I haven't found any yet. Have you?
No, I haven't. Just these supposed images of Krasues and videos, but I can't actually find these images. There's reports of these images existing,
Hmm.
but I can't actually find the images to look at myself. I did look. I can find cartoon images, but I can't find these reported videos and sightings. I did see one video that was a load of people in Cambodia shouting Krasue, and the camera pans to where they're all pointing, and you can't see anything.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
But the Krasue is linked. So the Krasue's a female demon. There is a male spirit.
Oh, is
That
there?
yes.
What's he got
It,
dangling from his head?
well, it's called a Krahang, and it's a shirtless man wearing a traditional loincloth who flies around at night time. It uses two large credong, which are big baskets,
Oh, okay.
to fly at night in the rural areas of Thailand. It is sometimes seen riding a long wooden pestle of a traditional rice pounder. It's like a witch. And apparently it's a nocturnal ghost that haunts the same areas and places as a Krasue. And the two spirits are often mentioned or represented together. So the Krahang tends to be a male that's sinned or is evil or cursed, and the Krasue is the female. But the Krahang gets to just be a ghost of a man.
Hmm.
A Krasue is a head with its entrails sticking in with all its internal organs hanging off it. So if you're a woman, you're going to be a head with all your internal organs floating. Where's the fairness in that?
I know which I'd rather be. I'd rather be messing up people's laundry.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
I would much rather be a head with floating organs.
Absolutely. I mean, that's really cool. But just a bloke wearing a loincloth floating around with carrying two baskets is a bit dull.
So in August 2012, some residents, some villagers, blamed a Krahang for some attacks on some people at night time. The culprit was found to be a person addicted to drugs.
Well, it does sound like the perfect person to become one. So hang on, they were flying. The drugs were that good.
Yeah. In 2017, an 18-year-old girl from Nong Plong claimed that while she was in the toilet of her house at night time, just before closing her eyes, so she's in the toilet at night time closing her eyes, she saw a Krahang through a gap near the ceiling. It appeared as a large man with wings sprouting from its back. She ran out of the restroom. When the story spread, it caused widespread fear among the residents of two neighbouring villages. And apparently this same Krahang had been seen by an elderly woman in the village who's seen it for 10 years. And she often sees it at 2 a.m. in the morning for half an hour on a Sunday.
Just after neighbours.
But even though she knows that it's on a Sunday at 2 a.m. for half an hour, she's never been able to get a recording of it, even though she knows where it is. Yeah.
Yeah, some old lady with senility. Just, that's possibly what that is.
Yeah.
I mean, like I say, it's such a great character, though. Such a great character.
You see, I love doing these folklore and legend. I love doing folklore, myths, and all of that because we get some really random stories.
Yeah, and this is, I mean, how long has this legend been going then? Did it say when the first reports?
They can't actually trace it back to where or when it started specifically. They know that it is folklore. And I did read that a professor who studies Asian folklore has said that the problem that he feels has caused a lot of us not knowing certain bits of it is because of people not believing in myths and legends anymore. So when these stories are being passed down, they've hit a certain stumbling block over the last few decades where people aren't passing it down because they're just going, yeah, that's not real. And because this particular story has been mainly passed down orally as opposed to written down, they can't seem to determine exactly where it comes from. They just know that it happens to be across quite a few different countries. Yeah. So I did mention earlier about Japan. So Japan actually have their own sort of version of a Krasue called the Nukakubi and Rokakubi. Rokakubi or something. I can't. Close enough. Essentially, they are male and female spirits who at daytime appear as normal people, but at nighttime their heads come flying off, going and attacking different victims, drinking their blood. And the weakness is when it's sleeping and the head is floating around. If the body moves and the head cannot be reunited to the body, then you can kill it. So if you see a body on the floor that has no head, get rid of the
But
body, and the head won't be able to find the body and will then die.
it's very vampire-y, isn't it?
It is very vampire-y.
But rather than turn into bats, the head just attaches and flies around.
Yeah. There are other versions of the Japanese story where it just has a stretchy neck.
Not quite so scary.
Yeah. It's just Mr. Fantastic.
Oh, just
Yeah. So Japan have their own version, but in Japan it is just a head. No entrails, it's just a head. That's the difference between the Japanese and all the other countries. All the other countries has all of the guts and stomach and everything. Japan, just a head.
I think the Danish have got a story like that. John Dillerman, but that's a little bit different. It wasn't his neck that's stretchy. I don't know if you know John Dillerman. kids TV character. I think that's it. John Dillerman. He's got a stretchy thing, not quite his leg, not his neck though, and it was quite terrifying.
and this is a children's story.
Yep.
Stop. And it's a recent one as well.
Oh, it's real, yeah.
2021. Yeah, it is a big thing because it extends to dozens of meters.
Mm-hmm. Which is scarier, a stretchy neck or John Dillerman?
Well, I'm just now reading the titles of some of the episodes of John Walks Dogs. John becomes the neighborhood dog walker using his appendage as a dog leash. John earns money. John accidentally knocks over his grandmother's vase with his large you-know-what and must find a job so he can buy her a new one.
I take it from this you've never seen this before.
No! But I will be watching it a bit later to figure out what it is. Running time 5 minutes per episode. Okay, I'm in.
Look, it's an animation, not live action, so you're okay there.
Ah.
Oh, interrupting you there. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh dear.
So yeah, your lady's floating head with their intestines hanging out is a great one.
Yes, the Krasue, it's very interesting. I just got sort of attracted and sucked into this story purely because of the idea of a head floating around with stomach and guts and everything floating around.
I love some of the artwork. It's actually quite sinister.
Yeah.
It's a lot more sinister.
The only problem is
it's in film.
Quite a lot of the artwork seems to be quite modern, though, that I can find. So I do wonder whether this is because there's lots of things that say that it's an oral story that's been passed down. But it would be interesting to know, and I've done a lot of research into this, trying to find whether anyone has mentioned where it first originates from, where it's first heard from. Because a lot of these stories we can sort of find a book where it's mentioned somewhere, whereas this one it seems to be people just know about it. People just know. It's just a thing. Just a thing.
I guess that's the kind of thing, isn't it? It's some societies hadn't documented everything like we have in the West, to be fair. Where people have been writing stuff down for thousands of years. And also we're talking about countries as well which have been pretty unstable. All of those countries we're talking about, Indonesia, Malaysia, Myanmar.
True.
They're all been where history has been destroyed in the past because of conflict. So chances of actually being some documentation that survived, which is why it has to carry on as an oral tradition.
Yes, true.
Mm.
Right, and I think that's probably a nice depressing point to end this episode on.
Don Dillamond and oral traditions.
So thank you for listening this week. We are the Boo-Foons. Do check us out on social media, and whatever you're listening to us on, do give us a rating, do leave us a comment. We want to know how we're getting on. If you like us, whether you don't like us, let us know. Interact with us a bit. And if you've got an interesting story, let us know.
Yeah. Even if it is you got a strong, long Don Dillamond. I don't know how we got into that. That's just out stretchy neck.
Yeah, that's just how your brain works, mate.
Yeah, I do apologise.
All right. And until next week, stay spooky, guys.
See ya.
Boo-Foons, mystery investigators.